Okay folks, what I want to talk about today is a condenser motor replacement. This is a little different motor than most of us use. Most of us use those rescue motors. This here is an 8 horsepower, 1,075 revolutions per minute, 208, 230 volt motor. I had one of my technicians say, how do you hook this up? He was just talking. So I said, well, you know what, let's talk about it. Okay, let's make this simple. Here are the 4 wires right here. These are orange and yellows. Okay, these are for, if you look at your thing here, it says read this first. Yellow to yellow tied together and orange to orange tied together is counterclockwise rotation. Alright, but say if you get to your motor and you need to go counterclockwise rotation, you just switch the yellow and orange leads. Let me show you how easy that is. You're basically going to pull this apart, you're just going to hook them right back together. That's clockwise. Now let me ask you a question. You're going to say, well, how do I know if I need clockwise or counterclockwise? What you do, when you hook it up, you put your hand above your condenser and you should feel air blowing out. If you don't feel air blowing out, you got it in the wrong direction. I recommend that you actually take these 2 wires and put them above your motor like this. This motor has been replaced, as you see. There's your little lugs. And take a tie wrap and just strap it up there and it'll be nice and neat. It'll be fine. Now let's talk about the wiring. Alright, so now we've eliminated these 4 wires. So now what we've got here is 3 wires left. We have a brown wire, which is for the capacitor, and they make it easy on you. They've got a stake on it. See that? Plug it right straight on top of the capacitor. Here's your 240 volt lead wires. And now one thing I'm going to point out on the diagram, it says L1 for the black and for the white L2. You do not want to hook them up to L1 and L2. When you look at your contactor, you're going to have your contactor in your condenser, and most times it's going to have L1 and L2. If you hook these leads in to L1 and L2, it's always going to have power on it. You do not want to do that. You want to hook your wires in the top. Okay? And that way, when the coil itself energizes the relay, sends power up through it, then it energizes the fan. Okay? Does that make sense? Now let's talk about the capacitor. This particular motor requires a 5 microfarad capacitor, 370 volts AC. Now, when you see this 370 or 440, it doesn't really matter if it's 440 or 370. What matters is the 5 microfarad. Okay? You can't put a high microfarad or a lower, it'll burn your motor up and it'll shorten the life. Now let's talk about this a second. So we're going to take this brown wire and we're going to hook it up to, let's say we have a combination capacitor. You're going to take your brown wire, you're going to hook it up to your fan. If you look at this very closely, it's going to have C for common, fan, and hermetic, H herm. You're just going to plug it in like that right there. Alright, now that's if you have a dual capacitor. Of course you got your common, it's going to your contactor, and you got your hermetic wire going to your compressor. Let's say you do not have the right capacitor and you're going to put it on a separate capacitor. You're just going to take this wire. This is the 5 microfarad capacitor actually called for. And you see this one even says 440, 370. Take your wire, you can hook it here. And you're going to take this wire and hook it to common. Okay? So now let's go over here and let's look at an actual motor itself. Here is a motor that's coming in. It's coming in. And the only difference between this wire and the one motor I just showed you, this wire is yellow, but you see the black one and you see the brown one. Brown always goes to the capacitor. See? And it's going to always go to the fan part of the capacitor. So the brown wire always goes to a capacitor. Now let's talk about the black wire. The black wire coming here is going to go to right here. What I told you a while ago, it's going to T2, which is top of the contactor. Now this particular yellow wire, which is the white wire over there, I told you it goes to T2. I want you to look at this real close. You just got a jumper wire from common, this is common, from here to here. So I could basically, if I wanted to, take it and put it right here. That's what I wanted to do. They're just trying to make it easy for you to hook up these motors. Folks, you know, hooking up these motors is not that complicated. Look at your diagram, study it for a couple of minutes, make sure you got the right capacitor, look at what you have, and take your time and hook it all up. If you have any questions on how to hook up a condenser motor, just give me a call at Jones Air Conditioning, 239-596-5855. Go to jonesairconditioner.com, and if you like this video, please share, please subscribe, and please comment. Thank you.